Imagine a vast river of money flowing from a powerful nation to developing countries. This river, seemingly endless, promises prosperity and growth. It seems like a lifeline, right? A golden opportunity for nations to rise from poverty and build a sustainable future. A chance for these nations to build roads, ports, and a brighter future. Infrastructure projects that could transform their economies and improve the lives of millions. But what if this river carries hidden currents, powerful enough to sweep away a nation's sovereignty? What if the flow of money comes with strings attached, strings that can tighten into chains? This is the essence of China's debt trap diplomacy, a complex web of financial agreements that can entangle nations in a cycle of dependency and control. China, with its booming economy, has become a major lender to developing countries, often surpassing traditional institutions like the World Bank. Its financial reach extends far and wide, influencing global markets and economies. These loans, often shrouded in secrecy, come with a catch. The terms are not always transparent, and the true cost can be hidden beneath layers of legal jargon. Countries are lured in with the promise of development, but the terms of these loans can be crippling. The debt can become a burden too heavy to bear, leading to economic instability and loss of autonomy. This is not about genuine aid or partnership. It's about creating a dependency that benefits the lender more than the borrower. This is about strategic leverage. By controlling the debt, China can influence the political and economic decisions of these nations, gaining access to valuable resources and strategic locations. China uses debt as a tool to gain control over vital infrastructure, resources, and even political decisions in these vulnerable nations. The promise of development can quickly turn into a nightmare of lost sovereignty and economic bondage. China's lending practices differ significantly from those of traditional institutions, creating a unique dynamic in international finance. Transparency is low, and loans are often backed by collateral like natural resources or strategic assets, which are critical to the borrowing nation's economy. This means that if a country defaults on its loan, China can seize control of these valuable assets, potentially leading to a loss of sovereignty over key resources. Furthermore, the interest rates on these loans are often much higher than those offered by institutions like the World Bank, making them more expensive in the long run. This places a significant burden on developing economies, making it difficult for them to repay their debts and invest in essential services like healthcare and education, which are crucial for their development. The terms of these loans are often designed to give China an advantage, ensuring that the benefits are skewed in their favor. This can include requiring the use of Chinese companies and labor for infrastructure projects, further benefiting China's economy at the expense of the borrowing country. These projects, while improving infrastructure, often do not provide the expected economic boost to the local economy. Local businesses may struggle to compete with the influx of Chinese companies, leading to economic challenges and job losses within the borrowing nation. This can lead to public discontent and protests as citizens become aware of the foreign control over their national assets and the long-term implications of these loans. The case of Sri Lanka stands as a stark warning about the dangers of China's debt trap diplomacy. This term refers to the strategy where China extends excessive credit to a borrowing nation, with the intention of extracting economic or political concessions when the debtor country cannot meet its repayment obligations. Lured by the promise of economic prosperity and rapid development, Sri Lanka borrowed heavily from China for infrastructure projects, including a massive port in Hambantota. The vision was to transform the region into a bustling hub of trade and commerce. However, the project, plagued by corruption and mismanagement, failed to generate the expected revenue. The anticipated economic boom never materialized, leaving the country in a precarious financial situation. Unable to repay its mounting debt, Sri Lanka was forced to lease the strategically important Hambantota port to China for 99 years, effectively handing over control of a key national asset to Beijing. This move has raised significant concerns about national sovereignty and economic independence. Sri Lanka's story is not unique. It serves as a cautionary tale for other nations. From Djibouti to Zambia, countries across Asia, Africa, and Latin America are grappling with the consequences of unsustainable Chinese loans. These nations find themselves in a cycle of debt that is difficult to escape. Facing economic hardship and a loss of sovereignty, these countries are learning the hard way that the allure of easy money can come with significant strings attached. The global community must take heed of these lessons to avoid similar pitfalls in the future. China's debt trap diplomacy is not random. It is a calculated strategy to expand its global influence. By ensnaring countries in debt, China gains access to vital resources, secures strategic locations, and creates economic dependencies that it can exploit for political gain. This approach is part of China's broader Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure project aimed at connecting China to the rest of the world. While the initiative is often touted as a win-win for all involved, it is clear that China is the primary beneficiary. China's actions have raised alarm bells in Western capitals, but it is the developing countries, lured by the promise of development and prosperity, who are ultimately paying the price. If you found this video insightful, please like and subscribe to our channel, Express Econ Geo Finance Insights. Don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts.